What's up, guys? Welcome to the Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 4, Here's Not Here. So this episode, we get to see Morgan's quest on how he's learned these martial arts of Aikido. And we also meet this new character named Eastman. And we kind of grow fond of his character in this episode, and we kind of learn what he's been through and what he's teaching Morgan in a very Karate Kid type fashion. So let's jump into it. So questions are being answered in this episode, obviously, about Morgan's past. And first thing I want to talk about is the writers really threw a curveball in this episode, because last episode they were very, very clever with that ending with there's no light at the end of the tunnel, with Glenn's fate being left unchecked and Rick's fate being left unchecked as well. And they threw this curveball with the next episode being all about Morgan. So they obviously did that on purpose, just to toy with us and mess with the fans. But this was one of the best episodes in terms of acting, storytelling, characterization for Morgan. Oh my god, so great. And I love that central focus point on Walking Dead. It doesn't do that often, but when it does, it's so good. So, let's get into it. So, we see Morgan, this kind of takes place after, the whole clear thing, and this kind of philosophy or this ideal that Morgan lives by. It's like, you have to clear, meaning what he means have to clear, not clear your mind psychologically, but clear anything that gets in your way. So, what he means is, if he runs into people or people are trying to make amends with him or rationalize with him, he has to clear, meaning he has to kill them so they don't become something like a pointless extra weight is what Morgan calls it in this episode. So we see Morgan kind of killing people, and he even strangles this kid to death, and it's just really awful stuff, like really bad. And it's not really into self-defense either. So we see him hop up against this farm with a house, and there's a goat. And we meet our central focus point character in this episode. His name is Eastman, and he teaches Morgan Aikido. Well, not really, because Morgan is kind of irrational at the beginning of this episode, and he tries to kill him. And when Eastman kind of uses stealth to his advantage and kind of knocks him out, and he throws him in a jail cell in his house. So we learned that obviously Morgan tells this man Eastman, he's like, kill me, kill me, kill me, because he's so psychologically damaged. He's such an mental detriment that he wants to be killed so he can find some sort of peace that is brought upon him in his death. So we see that we learn about this man Eastman and how he's a forensic psychiatrist, and he knows what breaks people down and what causes people to commit these crimes of ambiguity and all that stuff. So we see Morgan kind of, let me just say this, we kind of see him kind of break down, not psychologically, but we kind of see him try to attack Eastman from time to time. And obviously Eastman kind of dismantles him because he knows Aikido. And he eventually throws Morgan this book called The Book of Peace. And we see Morgan start reading in it, and this is how he kind of grows fond of it. And Eastman's best friend is a goat named Tithuba. And it's kind of funny because the gate for the cell is open, and that's when Morgan tries to attempt to kill this man, and he obviously disarms him, and Morgan finally finds it useless to attack him, which is very clear. So we find one interesting plot point or story that we find out about Eastman is his story about his wife and son and his daughter, and how they've been taken from this world. And this was not post-apocalyptic, it was actually prior. And it was about this man that was a convicted felon of committing a crime, and Eastman could see right through him, right through his mask of lies, and he could see right to his evil face. And he's caused this man to go to jail for 10 years. And once he's escaped, the only cause of harm he's ever done when he's escaped jail is to kill Eastman's family. He killed them, blood all over him, and then after he's killed his family, he went back to jail. So his only harm was just to ruin Eastman's life, and he kind of done that succeedingly. And what we learn by this is that the phrase that Morgan gets, "all life is precious," is from Morgan. And we see him recite this many episodes in season 5, when Morgan finally goes to Alexandria. In the final episode, when he meets up with Daryl and Aaron. So it's really great that we see this great bond between Morgan and Eastman, and how Morgan's been taught these great ways of peace and how to restore that. But it all kinds of gets taken away from him. Morgan tried to take on a walker, and it doesn't work because it's one of these past walkers that he's killed, or no, one of these humans that he's choked out, just to clear his mind. And that was just his past ideals. Now he's grown kind of over that and become a man of peace, but he can't restore his physicality to try to attack this walker. And Eastman ends up getting bit by trying to push Morgan out of the way, and he gets bit on the back, and we kind of see Eastman kind of grow away, or psychologically just go away, because he's become bitten, and he's just become, he's gone, he's losing it, and he's dying. And we also see Tituba, she gets bit, or she's getting ripped in by walkers, she dies. And we kind of see Morgan, through this time period, we see him get trained, and this is how he learns Aikido, this martial arts style, or with bow staff and everything. So it's great. And at the end of the episode, that we see that Morgan this entire time is explaining this exposition to the lead wolf guy from episode 2, which we think Morgan killed him at the end, but he's obviously still alive, and he's trying to rationalize with this guy. But all this guy is he just twists and conjures Morgan's words, and he says, "I've been bitten, and if I don't die, I'm gonna kill everybody in this place." And Morgan just leaves unnoticed and without answering him, and he kind of just locks the door and leaves. And at the end of the episode, we just hear Rick scream out, "Help, open the gate," and that's where the episode ends. So we kind of hear that Rick gets back to Alexandria for some unknown reason, like how in the hell, but nonetheless, great, solid episode. I love the storytelling, the characters, the characterization, the character build, character progression, whatever you want to call it. But great episode on Morgan's background, how we are informed on how he became such a peaceful and pacifistic way, and a man in general. So I'm excited to see what's to come next week. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time.